guys, welcome back to my channel. I am just back with a quick video tonight of a book haul of some books that I've pulled to hopefully read in the month of November, I guess. I know in my last book haul video for fall and Halloween, I mentioned I was probably going to try and do the same thing for Christmas, which I do think I will still do. But I will probably reserve that for just kind of the month of December. I don't know how many of those books I'm going to be able to tolerate, to be quite honest. I think I mentioned I just don't do real well with a whole lot of cheesiness and super sappy kind of books. So that may be a smaller grouping of books that I look to read. So I'm finishing up my fall Halloween books that I read, and that will probably be my next video, will be my review of those books and the ones that I finished. But I thought I would do a quick haul of some of the books that I'm looking to maybe look to read in November. So I don't know that I'll get through all of these, but these are the ones that I've pulled to kind of look through. So again, these are ones that I've kind of had in my collection. I think one of these is fairly new that I just got, but I've had in my collection of to be read books for a while. So the first one I am looking at, trying to kind of mix it up a little from the fiction and horror stuff that I was reading this last month or so. This one is called Present Over Perfect, Leaving Behind Frantic for a Simpler, More Soulful Way of Living. I've heard great things about this book. This is by Shauna Nyquist. I'm not sure if I'm butchering that name. But this is one that's been in my pile for a while. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. Just so you guys kind of know what it is about. Written in Shauna's warm and vulnerable style, this collection of essays focuses on the most important transformation in her life, and maybe yours too, leaving behind busyness and frantic living and rediscovering the person you were made to be. Present Over Perfect is a hand reaching out, pulling you free from the constant pressure to perform faster, push harder, and produce more, all while maintaining an exhausting image of perfection. Stop, rest, play, create, connect, cultivate silence, and in that silence, you'll discover the voice of love you've been aching to hear. Shauna offers an honest account of what led her to begin this journey and a compelling vision for an entirely new way to live, soaked in grace, rest, silence, simplicity, prayer, and connection with the people that matter most to us. In these pages, you'll be invited to consider the landscape of your life and what it might look like to leave behind the pressure to be perfect and begin the life-changing practice of simply being present in the middle of the mess and ordinariness of life. So, like I said, I've heard a lot of good things about this book. It's been in my pile for a while to read, but I don't read a lot of like self-help type of books. I like to dive into one every once in a while. So this one just seemed like a good one to maybe dive into now towards the end of the year, heading into the end of the year and the new year, thinking about things you'd like to change or maybe focus on in the new year. I know, the whole resolution thing. I never really do that, but I do kind of like to reflect on the year at the end of the year and kind of look at things that I hope to achieve or that I'd like to focus on in the new year. So I thought maybe this would be a good time to read this one. So I pulled this one out. The next one in the pile here is called A Cluttered Life, Searching for God, Serenity, and My Missing Keys by Pessy Dinnerstein. I don't know, again, if I'm butchering the author's name, but that's what the cover looks like on this one. This one says, insightful, unsettling, and wildly funny. A Cluttered Life is the story of Pessy Dinnerstein's quest to create a simple and orderly life, only to discover that simplicity is not so simple, and what constitutes clutter is not always perfectly clear. In the end, with the help of devoted friends, a 12-step recovery program, and a bit of Kabbalistic wisdom, her battle with chaos is transformed into an unexpected journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. So again, kind of along the same theme or lines of that other book, kind of like refocusing and, things like that. So I pulled that one too. Again, I don't know that I'll get through all of these in November, but these are the ones I'm going to try and pull from for the month of November. The other ones here that I have are all from the Book of the Month Club. I don't know if anybody knows about that, but it is a subscription type of situation online where typically, I mean, you pick a genre that's you're interested in, and each month you have, I believe, 4 or 5 books that you're able to select from in that genre. You're not automatically sent books every month. You can decline. There's no obligation to like order so many or anything like that. It's not one of those situations. You sign up, you pick your group. Every month you get your list of books. You choose if you want to receive any of those books that month or not. You can opt out. And I've actually stopped that subscription because I've got a ton of books that I need to catch up on. So it was just leading me to get more and more books that I need to finish. So I actually stopped that, but I have gotten a lot of really great books from that. So if it's something you're interested in, definitely go check it out. I will try to remember to link that book club in the description down below, so you can go check it out if you want, because it's a pretty nice option. Like I said, you don't have to receive a book every month. You can opt out of it month to month. If something doesn't sound good or you just financially don't want to do it every month, it's cool. And it's fairly affordable. So the next 3 are books I have from when I had that subscription. This one is called You Are Not Alone by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. And that's the cover. This is another one I think I've heard some good things about. This one says, she wants to find love, but it eludes her. She wants to be fulfilled, but her job is a dead end. She wants to belong, but her life is becoming increasingly isolated. You probably don't know anyone like the Moore sisters. They have an unbreakable circle of friends. They live a life of glamour and perfection. They always get what they desire. Shay thinks she wants their life, but what they really want is hers. Sounds kind of scandalous. So, not really exactly sure what that means, but yeah, so this is the other one I pulled from those books. I'm going to add that to my pile to maybe read. The next one that I have is called The Last Time I Lied, and this one is by Riley Sager, and that's the cover on that one. And this one, oh, this is a little longer, so I may not read all of it, but 2 truths and a lie. The girls played it all the time in their cabin at Camp Nightingale. Vivian, Natalie, Allison, and first-time camper Emma Davis, the youngest of the group. But the games ended the night Emily sleepily watched the others sneak out of the cabin into the darkness. The last she or anyone saw of them was Vivian closing the cabin door behind her, hushing Emma with a finger pressed to her lips. Now, a rising star in the New York art scene, Emma turns her past into paintings, massive canvases filled with dark leaves and gnarled branches that cover ghostly shapes in white dresses. When the paintings catch the attention of Francesca Harris White, the wealthy owner of Camp Nightingale, she implores Emma to return to the newly reopened camp as a painting instructor. Seeing an opportunity to find out what really happened to her friends all those years ago, Emma agrees. Familiar faces, unchanged cabins, and the same dark lake haunt Nightingale, even though the camp is opened its doors for the first time since the disappearances. Emma is even assigned to the same cabin she slept in as a teenager, but soon discovers a security camera, the only one on the property, pointed directly at its door. Then cryptic clues that Vivian left behind about the camp's twisted origins begin to surface. That's all I'm going to read because it goes on still more and then onto the back. So anyway, you kind of get the gist of that one. So again, there's the cover of that one. And then the last one in this pile, because like I said, I really don't have a lot of faith that I'll get through all 5 of these in November, but these are the ones that I pulled that I'm going to try and pull from to read in November. So this one is actually a sequel to a book I have already read by Ellen Hildebrand. Is that how you say her name? I don't know. I'm probably butchering it. I've read a million of her books. But it's actually a sequel to another book that she wrote. This one is called What Happens in Paradise, and it is a sequel to Winter in Paradise, which I read previously, and I really enjoyed it. So I was looking forward to the sequel, knowing they were making a sequel. So this is probably one I will definitely dive into in November. A little more kind of like lighthearted, maybe not so light, but a more like beach read type of thing, not so dark and heavy. And it says, Irene Steele is still recovering from the shock of her life. Her loving husband, father to their grown sons, and successful businessman was killed in a helicopter crash. But that wasn't Irene's only shattering news. He'd also been leading a double life on the island of St. John, where another woman loved him too. Now Irene and her sons are on St. John, determined to learn the truth about the mysterious death and life of a man they thought they knew. Along the way, they're about to discover some surprising truths about their own lives and their future. Lush with tropical details, romance, and drama, What Happens in Paradise is another immensely satisfying page-turner from one of America's most beloved storytellers. So I have faith that this one will be one that will be a pretty quick read for me, and that I will probably read, like I said, in November. So again, that is the books I'm going to look to read for November, or at least pick from to read for November, and I will likely then plan to do a review of these books, or at least the ones that I do read in the month of November at the end of the month. I'd like to keep doing that on a monthly basis, just because I like to hear other people's book reviews and see what other people are reading, because I like reading myself. And it's, again, a good way to keep me accountable, because it gives me something as a goal to get to, and make me kind of focus on reading for that month. So that is all, guys. And like I said, my next video should be my review of my fall Halloween books that I hauled in one of my earlier videos, which I can link down below. So I would say look forward to that, probably coming end of this week. I'm still working on the last book, so probably end of this week, maybe early next week. With Halloween over the weekend, I'm not sure I'll get to it, but it will be probably the next video that I film. So if you haven't already, I would love to have you subscribe and hit the notification button so that you are notified when I post those videos, if you're interested in seeing them. And as always, feel free to leave any comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. And that's it, guys. I hope that you all have a great day, night, rest of your week. And if I do not film and post another video before the weekend, I hope everybody has a wonderful Halloween, despite the craziness that we are living with right now with this pandemic. I think it's been an interesting year for everybody, but we're all trying to do our best, I think, to get through it and find ways to get through it. So I hope everyone is well, and thanks again for stopping by. I will see you all next time.